U.S. President Barack Obama is facing a new reality. As expected, the Republican Party scored a decisive victory and swept control of the U.S. Senate. For the first time in 8 years, it has a majority in the upper house. They seized control from Obama's Democrats during Tuesday's midterm elections. Republicans picked up 7 more seats, giving them a total of 52 seats in the 100-member Senate. They also bolstered their majority in the House of Representatives. The election will likely complicate the U.S. president's remaining 2 years in power. We heard from both U.S. President Barack Obama and the likely Republican Senate Majority Leader on Wednesday, and both struck a conciliatory tone. CCTV's Jessica Stone joins us from the newsroom. And Jessica, is this tone likely to last?
Well, that's certainly the question everybody in Washington is asking after hearing from them both today, Mike. U.S. President Barack Obama, though, not promising to moderate his agenda in any way to make it more attractive to the new Republican Congress. He is promising to reach out to them more directly and to look for ways to cooperate where they can. For the first time in 6 years, the U.S. Congress will be united under one party, the White House under the other. Whether the division will bring them together will likely come down to the relationship between these two American political leaders. Current Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is likely to become the top Republican in Congress and has been a key obstructionist of President Barack Obama's agenda.
We ought to start with the view that maybe there are some things we can agree on to make progress for the country.
But almost immediately, the two butted heads Wednesday. U.S. President Barack Obama promised executive action on immigration reform if the U.S. Congress does not pass a comprehensive bill.
Before the end of the year, we're going to take whatever lawful actions that I can take that I believe will improve the functioning of our immigration system.
It's like waving a red flag in front of a bull to say, if you guys don't do what I want, I'm going to do it on my own.
McConnell now has the votes to greenlight the Keystone oil pipeline from Canada to the U.S. Gulf Coast, which has so far been stalled by the White House. A Republican Congress is more likely to push President Obama to put combat boots on the ground in Iraq in the fight against ISIL, but also more likely to continue the current funding for the moderate Syrian opposition in 2015, which the president wants. And as President Obama prepares for a trip to Asia and meetings on Pacific Rim trade, he could be in a stronger position. Republican leaders favor giving him the fast-track trade authority he needs to complete the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement with Asian partners.
I've got a lot of members who believe that international trade agreements are a winner for America.
We can also work together to grow our exports and open new markets for our manufacturers to sell more American-made goods to the rest of the world.
One other piece of good news for the global economy on Wednesday, Republican Mitch McConnell has pledged no government shutdowns and no default on the national debt. It appears, unlike more conservative Republican members of his caucus, he has no appetite for a repeat of the 2013 government shutdown, Mike.
And this new crop of Republicans elected on Tuesday won't actually take office until next year. So in the meantime, what's the priority here in Washington?
Well, for the president, is passing a budget, funding the fight against Ebola, and getting a new congressional authorization for the battle against ISIL. Congress has to pass a new budget by the end of the year or risk that government shutdown. Mike?
Jessica Stone, live from our newsroom. Thank you.